me said I didn't tell the whole young
That's still your February in the month of love.
But a man is a Jew to one. I just
said one. I said that the Lumbano. When I the woman and man didn't know. That's what I just want to know.
I was
Come.
We shall bring one.
I'm an answer on.
No, you're more than one in Japan.
Sorry, crime, Macran, sorry to move. Unimsa. And my Yaji was sorry to my no one on any papa. Send your lamania no. One more brand new. So I say, Wabra Bonya.
Opasa de memoir. Sofia Trinitia. A mine a bequa sudden swung. Woman a bedja sodna tintima soreno. Nessa sorry, but tintim we are. I feel almost on a bed. Trans here, no more grass or so the Amawo. I see the amount me, I don't know.
As a was one Koya or Mungu.
Swat
as of for him about
what discipline when I say unko send and control.
I'm heavy, a money heavy.
I'm heavy, Mom.
I was your graphic.
Okay, Mikuta, the daily graphic, the Bokata T4, Ewa Hase. Nanan Matran Kunya, ya one in 50 mantamo. One Makwa Srana Nadu Danko Kufado, Ewa Natnaye. Nano Anana edit to just say 20,000 acre. Ya just said no what the barber door a shady fool. Ya just a commander sugar factory no. Yankupon ya duma shie be epo dear. Wakasha soup boy and emete say woman your friend say or see idea your own and I say na boshe
boshe
bana na do danko akufado say yes na show boy adu show mine adu pre mine wasi nyame ya adoma hwe be epo die na chese commander sugar factory no ya sha say yes chire fi say ye ba be do ahwedifo akase pa be 20,000 acres of land yenya no ye de ba be ye adwuma no ama yeso factory no agina na so na shawanu do we aye Pentecost for de eno no na afei we senso wo share front page ya say ya plain spoken engagement we aye Dom Kumano wa Ghana mrashe bedwafie no na Council of State one ya etu abanfo abamu futufu mpanimfo omakohia womo ne womo abonkomo ne nyina efa ekwane a mrashe bedwa wonom asemudie na afi womo niema womo beka ho atemedom kuma ane dom kase ni nyina adwu beko benkromo no magye atomo ama omahwa ma empuntuo akoso wo Ghana sade be ya niema bi entrensensen na se ye twene twentwen ne ewo mrashe bedwafie wa emoa eno nti Council of State members na mumpanimfo no mpo omakwa akohia edom kuma no eno na mahu se yenra Haruna Idris gina ase ya wo sire se kwa enya asem ketua na osoafo a wono na hwe yen sasesem ene niema pa wo boade edi adom yen eye yenra Samuel Abu Jinapo odi ato mining companies akase ye wo mamu anom anim se anokwasem ni wo hu wo mu show kura apiate asem osi apiate ye tufam agudie wo ho na to ye chef kase se yasi amiate ho foto kura ama misakati mu nyina ade wo musika tutum ama ye Kessben fo kura de yasi ye pe operation 10,000 bags of cement ya de kwachichiri kura ya mu aya mutufam agudie ade atom ani se ye mutititi wo mamu ye hu mu show kura enti ye nwura Abu Jinapo se womu Kenya womu no womu mwa ma yentete apiate afeso eye yenra aban baben eno na udi kan eye kono a woni yenro seche mensa bonsu ebo nkomo papa na to ne bo ase aboyemu de akoso wo mrase bedwafie wa nu ntia ma shatapo yi ebe mu papa na ni abrepa abamba be se womu ha na adwene ebi mu subane a womu dan na di ewo mrase bedwafie wo mama ne yare no ene ne hawo ene na tepo ekura eye akosoro gbenwa na we wasako na nse abonwa na wasako no akwaje ne ho ayare ane na mama papa ebufusa etiamra hebedwafie no na ni brepa se yenra jo ose wusuade a wo ye no na ni anye so beka asem no anu ba betwe asensen ya twe na no awofom enchire buokura na ye niamo ho nsem we aye the daily graphic da wo bokrata
abasi body an so ne ko Ghanaian Times
the Ghanaian Times ana etoaso na krata na nim hanso so no mehu nananom atrenkonya wormo efri eye commenter akwakwachia omampani enra ewo Jubilee House na efe yie pa fe omampani so ahwelen na so ahwede mehu as kala Kwame efe papa na hwe na kunya papa bi osiso a na esa akono pa na ne nyina ne se de aban asinkete se nyame yadom na so don for the chain a epo bosumi a yekowura mu ye Maakye bosumi na bosumi esa to aso no Commander Sugar Factory no ebesase asini na nkroma so na abo adwuma se de be betimi anya sikyire papa adie eno ene ka ho bia nananom omutu fa wonom ekọ Jubilee House enura wonom ekọchia mampani na omohwe ho nkomo ni nyina ho nsem no anopai the Ghanaian Times enso so adiaba afei yewra jinapo anso bu afu papa ne bu afu papa na enese ya yese enura Ghana Chamber of Mines wonom apiate atorian chamber afuo ya so de ye anasa man homene so a ka ho binipa be se du ens emiensa enipa binum prepra ka ho ne ade ebinum wu ye nyina no mo Ghana Chamber of Mines makọ se mo kwakọ ye adoya na se mo kwakọ yi bia ma $4 million na omode koye eno na yewra ginapo what how sikanu esa edwie ba mawre enti wakasa tia eno ho ensemo so
$4 million sika ketwa
ene yesa sa na oka minim sika yewra ginapo no already enti ho ensemo so na pai the Ghanaian Times enso so de aba na Kwame Langas de bia mbetana no mo a em se Ghanaian Times de omani abre Langas for so pa ekma se abre bia omoye story a Langas ho nsem eba na yentie yesi anra Accra Circuit Court akotena ase na onom tena ase no ma hyese mrante maako enan a wonom Langas fo no yemfom nkoto prosia da pamprachi na womo abeto mo bradifu akoso anya ko ne kan ye koso mo beto mo bradifu na de omo ye nyina ne se yese omo Langas yi womo twitwa nkofo mo amfare hwe emu obia abusua panyi bia wono wote ne ba bia onka bi nhyemu ena nkomo kwakwa ye ne so damo eno na papa antra na so a wode kodan aprosifo a ya bechi wo enra court tena wo masam so ma se enfamo ense prosi kukumu kakra eno ho amaneboy anopai the Ghanaian Times enso so de ho amanebo aba afei wankasa wo papa anasa unua nso a Mr Speaker wo so no wo semra anasa osigina na yasa so asintrase no eno ho anamaneboy anopai the Ghanaian Times enso so akurukyire bi de aba ensam no de bebre ene wo the Ghanaian Times munti mrepamu sha wunya bre na wokotobia wa behu nsema hodo a anopai okurukyire enso so de bae
Mr Speaker mikuta the Daily Guide na asem we bie wasom pa ne tie wonim se enra ewo criminal court 5 ewo Accra High Court no asem bi siye se ya tena se aye di asem a ye hwe a wo bi na ne AK47 bum na panyini na wate adwam afa de se ne chekura tu ye no dibirika na we di bo etu akoto wo court dem
na na meti ye kwa de se prison officer no
so wono ni tuo no se ne nan ni nyina ne se tiefo wo mo gusu wo mo di asem wo no criminal court 5 ho no mo no na enipa nan bi a prison officer no di omo ba ya se tiefo beka ya 2019 se yesi Canada for ma mienu bi enkrofo bi kidnap wo mo try so mo kidnap wo mo asam ena no wo mo edie ya enu nti prison officer ne ba no ne AK47 wa clock ne dada sen ho se wonim se ade no accidentally beto etu ono ne pra ye ne nan ene tuo ne kan ye na be hwe court dem won mo pe won hu se a judge for ne bi ni mirika kopa atimu so woko school no woko 200 meters emirika wo mo ko ne court dem won mo no na nya asem keto ana so sa prison officer na AK47 ne sign no ono mum ena ne nan ba ko ase opera ye nti etuotowe na etuotowe e wo court dem afei shut up no obi age so emban nova eno so yenra aban baben na asem a ya wono so waka se womu tete no mama bi wase wama me pressure kosoro wase yesa na me chokora kame ho na onse wase se suban a emrahebedafo ni bi kura da ne no e wo mrahebedafio e wa bra asem die e koso no aya na ha dwene papa na bi mu kasa na bi mu sore ne sa nyema no wase ni nyina womu ma ne yare Wamama ne yade kosoro etu omo nhwe na womo ntwomo emfiri ho Commander Sugar Factory ye hwe ni mu se Nyankopon ya adoma wiebe eponche ba ebeba na afede ya dua ahwede adodo no a yanya asikyire fise ne asikyire besi aba wo mayimu ye twa konko ba ko 30 3 cedis 50 pesos sikadada ni mu 35000 enye ska ato akora na eno so enwasem aba ewa ha sei we the Daily guide.
Abusiafo yade the Chronicle breso sam enra Kwame Appiah Kubi kama me mede pa wase kwasi fa breso sam no esoso eno soso ne yade soso so amamo no na krata animu hansoso no yade yewra abu ginapo ne mfonyini aba ne nyina no presentation of check ya wonom ye apiate disaster anase atore nchema ekoye no fan no sika omode koye ekoma ye no eno ho emfonyini omode aba ne Ghana Chamber of Mines wompanyifo address kama pa na yewra abugina panso so wabo ni ni coat kama wahwe ne tie so kokko kama fefefe wo krata anim hanom na was oh how your $4 million cash is peanut kuma kura isakura na Kessben Outreach Foundation.
And
50,000 Ghana
yes,
cedis.
And yeah, the call
500 million.
Yes, I'm what
monamo dwumadi nyina
mona mutu godu akese.
Sika akese nyina momo dwoso na eba na mo di sika eba $4 million. And akrata na akrute se. Was oh how your $4 million cash is peanut. Ishadodo enti wakachire Ghana Chamber of Mines for mpanyifo eno ho ensam so all the aba afei yewra aban Kens first man ababen ena de emse newspapers no omo obia fa na de enti aka an the bufu po se shut up an shut up wanu tumu honom na Kwame
yes
anra awia nyako abro no ma jima wosi mi nchen ha yi enra Kessben authentic breaking news so wo breaki asem bia na Ghana ha no obi anteye na okontobroso no ewo atwema mponua honom a operation hotfo a yedi tumi aso mo nsa se omukọ galamsey site so omukọ kohu excavator bi a wo he no enra omukọ shibi na mo de na ano odan papa excavators mako enan ebise nyensa na wo fa petrol efe eye manchese twaja tumu ehye ne dwere pe na nke nim saka aso ho a afefie bi so anu sini ba bia nka bi nhyemwo sa ehye no akoto sufie ni mu amefie no so ahye dwere pe eno ho amane bono na pai the Chronicle enso so akruchie bi e aba afei nyame ya adom asa dikan de atom anim no o mampanyi se nyame ya adom a epoboso mi ya ekowura mu ye Commander Sugar Factory no ebe sha ase apagya ne mu na afei so aba adwuma se de be ya ye benya asichire kama na yedie na yakura anim no ho nsem na no pai the Chronicle bresesem no wonom enso so akruchire bi e aba e wo hanom e wo honom ti ensam na de edoso pa unya bre na so wotobi na kenkan a ene obuhu de Chronicle wodo e de bae nyako bi wo honom ana
okay me de na sam
na ene wo de na sade a me de the new crusading guide ena me di ewie na ne nyina no eye commander eno ho amanebo no wo de aba e wo hanom na yewura Justin Kodua papa enani abre pa sa dati bie no sempanyimfo ma no kwan a twotwofo di bre e wan pipi amanyokum no wo bekutamu na on de wo se nyame ya adom ha polling station election na e beba so no wo ka che wo no ma epre di bre ni nyina se adwobreo papa obia ma no ho kwan ma so ndwe nya adwuma se ye to aba no na se uwi a okọ anim anko yi amfa ma wo so a enyo adwen se wo twe ho asi nkyɛn fa ho wura mu bi na no na bɛboa ama breaking the 8 no so no wɔnom atimi adi mu ankunim ɛna wɔsan so de baayɛ yewura ɛyɛ abu gyinapo lance minister ne bufuafuo ɛyɛ Ghana Chamber of Mines sika wɔde baayɛ $4 million no so no payi wɔnom de ho ama ne bɔ enso so de aba na wohwɛ ɛsoro hɔ no a yɛ de CEO de ma ɛyɛ Coastal Development Authority koda yewura ɛyɛ Jerry Ahmed Shaibu ni di yame de pa yɛ de nemfo nyine enso ba wo no ɔse na sɛ no nko ano project mako wo ha ene aduonu enkron 129 project ena na so no wo hwe o maye ene o mahwe eye bridges ahodo maye akwan ahodo o mayiye no ne ade nyina health ni nyina no wo de aba e ho no mu a wo bo ho amane enso so e wo the new crusading guide mo nsam no Kwame yede asi
okay
yede asi
Let us say 51 minutes after 7 a.m. Higher Kessben FM 92.9, 93.3 Ewo Kumasi and then Empatem Wasantemantemo Kessben TV across the country and pay more share ye. My message is in ano Embra 0550596929 0550596929 and our face 0550567929 0550567929 na ma message is in ano Emra na for pause iga atenase meba Bia fine.
Nyankopadu bibia.
Oda ye there.
Nyame adumara kwa.
I see.
Church program bini ade but I was able to sleep well. I slept like a baby yesterday. Yes.
Yeah, ora urban back then and come and course so and in come no pay the majority leader of Ghana's parliament said to me Eddie Mamintio na young Kwame so Mamintio.
Yes, concerning concerning COVID-19
yes. Yes, any motion,
you know. Mr. Speaker, I have nothing to say, nothing much to say about this. There can I say, the bia metabu be we see, say, obi bien honomwa, or de swift perfume, egunwa, and once the dinner chida.
Okay.
Obi bien or the Egyptian meal, Egyptian meal is the perfume now, or baby di kogu Jesus Christ the national. About 3 years ago, I was listening to Archbishop Duncan Williams. And now I calculation into it. Say, and near the buy and the a few bottles will cost this country, it will cost 39 million old currency, which is 3,900. That perfume. Ubi bien or this perfume lugunu and once the bidin the chida. Nemum say, one namness would jaw na gu I want to do it. You understand? And now a year's diet, a bimmo level for integrity. This COVID issue, I think that is last 2 weeks, President Mahama raised concern before Sika, Afa New Patriotic Party, Abayi, Afa Omonsem, are still on Muntimi, revive the economy. Now, Oka COVID-19 sika aba ayinim. Nipa bebre ka bi kasafa COVID-19 sika yo. Kwame. Me point ni say aban no render account anayede.
But I was chairman Sabonso Acheo say oko 2021 budget ni ma the expenditure for COVID-19 2020 our appendixes name in the 2021 budget.
Yes.
So we pay 2021 there. Oko 2022 there more ubehu.
Yes.
Which specific ones ana ye pay?
No. It shouldn't be. You see, the budget I ready. Budget young culture budget. Me what a very so 7 previous or 3 very ate. When them say technicalities are okay. On you what you say. Yare bia buy a fair COVID.
Yeah.
COVID in the buy na buyer set up a fund. Sini pampa and konfofe sika metum.
Yeah.
Na yemfa mo o mine hobra fisi akwa woyeye. Eno mem na nana sa te se yesi sika ni bia fa baby. Me na nana sa te se yesi sika no abai ntimi account for sika ebedi ni nchen no. Eyetiawa. Eno ane se abai de ba bonten extract de ye uye ne budget ni no extract it. Jamaica what you say?
Yes.
Publish it. You found 2 newspaper review. Nyakwa brown a mambo bosso. Speaker nya who interview. Men an intibi. Minko catch and say net ye. Nianko budget with ye. Even the broadcaster set radio so cry. The powder does say the TV ready budget. Ye kagana
say what kind I want.
The technicalities, the legalities and all these things. The better than you see, they have to hold uphold the integrity of the party. And no more time and necessary we see Debbie Ameka say we say you the jawa near the aswa.
Now the law to force and so air can say there is a law in the Public Financial Management Act that requires at any point in time a buy by expenditure be na fiscal year no ebe end no. You be shuffle for us here. There has to be a calculated attempt. So we'll be accounted penny by penny.
Yes.
Okay. No actual my necessity can you the mao no through the agencies you know say now the year. But the do baby I mean tiase. Say na me ma 1 Ghana cedis no pay. Say kwase ho tokoko 50 pesos. A situation your friend is 10 pesos. Now yes 60 pesos.
Yeah.
The akano 40 pesos no fato kosi. Ukwana kosi ni hona onya bo fruit. Menkan jo se kotobo fruit.
Ba no say dey mani beje ho.
Eden a wani beje ho. Enti wo ba kire me say bia e ka 40 pesos. Ba minim se bo fruit no wo mpe. But me media toafa. Eden na eden wo sa de we hu ntia. Aban bia ba the issue of accountability becomes a problem.
That's it. Yenya aban aba be press conferences because ya ka say be the ti aban.
Yeah.
A lot of issues. Ya press conference, the Ministry of Information will come organize press even Sundays. We ediana e kire so a me problem they say element of me involve the fund no. That is my problem. The former Chief Justice.
Yes,
Madam Sophia Akufu.
Yeah.
Integrity kutan. Nation di pa etwa fund no ho ahia. Hwe bra omabo. Ne you hear a communicator
this kind of crown no separate and different from the IMF
different.
World Bank
Yeah.
Because fund this can the corporate Ghana they buy
yes
the individual
they buy because you say the first you know my penny you say you pay $100 million be.
Yes.
Later on realize you say we don't have such money. And no ma strike your man penny say let us find a way to create a fund. And sana IMF ne World Bank ne other you for be do about there but look quite separate. Ghanaians are not even interested in the IMF the no sa no money na.
We are interested in
the generating no I say no simple like ABC you have somebody like a former Chief Justice.
Madam Sophia Akufu.
Madam Sophia Akufu or no ena fund no obo ho bra. That's a seven previous you will who a sukono maybe will go to a radio so not malign such a character. Me ane hame. Eti we die besi people for who kind a buy no kind say ya organize a press conference penny by penny yen che baby sika be fine na ede
for COVID-19.
Yes, for COVID-19.
Yes,
yeah, what they are saying ayi babusa no wada for tabai ayi busa de ayi si no dia emu akotene pa ne madam ayi Morrison ya no aduane wei adapa bia no one hot meal ekodi wo so basi ho ye nia no power for mu nya ba bi na nipa dodo se ne fidi ye de bia ne fidi dru sei ye sei ye to PPs sei very come back as the schools ni bidibi ye the boy am say the be betimi abie school ye the big ko sei send ye toye sem na dodo sei liquid soap sei as simple like ABCD ya mad no oh yes sad na you be suspicion automatically follow you that's it Why is he can see? That's a big cross on it.
Nana, just me because issues are we raising very issues a well lot of interest. Mami kwa homani so na me Dr. Rashid Dramani, Executive Director at the African Center for Parliamentary Affairs in the Nkomo. Na what the chebe esan say one shada anti no anti ye be interview no ewo brofo. You we akosi wa obechra se na yakoye nim. Doc, if you can hear me, good morning and thank you very much for time.
Good morning.
Okay. So we are grateful that you have joined us this morning. But first of all, what is happening in Ghana's parliament calls for concern, and it has become a major issue of concerns to many Ghanaians as well. Yesterday, in an official statement, the Speaker, the Right Honorable Alban Bagbin, made an indication and then simply put across his satisfaction with the fact that anytime he makes a ruling, the first deputy speaker takes the seat in his absence and then overrules his decisions. One, he sees it to be very problematic, and two, he sees it to be very unconstitutional, plus some behaviors of members of parliament during which he is presiding over the sittings of parliamentary affairs. Let me hear you on this particular development that is coming up from our parliament.
Well, certainly, it's not a development that we are all happy about. We would have loved to see, at the very least, if the political sides, the NDC and the MPP, are having challenges and they are not working together and disagreeing as expected, we did not expect that disagreement to descend to the level of the speakership, and that's what is worrying. At the very least, one would expect that the speaker and his deputies, even if they belong to different political stocks, traditionally have worked together to maintain the sanctity of that office. But what we are seeing is just, if you like, an extension of the fight between the NDC and the MPP, and that is dragging the office of the speaker into the melee. And I think that that is not a very good sign for our parliament.
But looking at the current circumstances, do you foresee that there is a calculated attempt to undermine the authority of the Speaker of Parliament?
Well, I don't know whether it's a calculated one or whether it's a situation where, because the stakes are high, we have never had a situation like this before. Everybody is trying to, to do what would give their party, a political advantage. And then you have the First Deputy Speaker and the Speaker being caught up in it. We have to remember that the tradition we have established in this country is that the First Deputy Speaker and the Second Deputy Speaker usually will come from different parliamentary traditions. One of them may be from the same tradition like the Right Honorable Speaker. This is not going to change anytime soon, and we don't want a repetition of this in the future once the political configuration changes. So that is why it's worrying, because they are setting a very, very dangerous precedent.
But how often does this happen, especially in the point where the Speaker presides over sitting, upholds motions and decisions of the House, and then later on in his absence, the First Deputy Speaker takes over and then overrules such decisions and motions as being sustained by the Speaker of Parliament? In terms of usual practice, is it something that we have precedents to make references to?
No, we don't have. I have. As the Right Honorable Speaker said yesterday, he has seen many parliaments around the world, and so have I. If there's any parliament on the continent that I have not been to, maybe I can just count them on the tips of my finger. I have never seen anything like this. The relationship between the Speaker and his deputies is almost like the relationship between a superior and a subordinate. Let me just simplify it that way.
Okay.
So you are in your business, in your institution, your boss makes a decision, then you come and overturn it. That is how we should look at it. And if it's in the business world, you know what the implications are.
I see. Now, why would this happen between the Speaker of Parliament himself and then the First Deputy?
Well,
do we foresee any sort of rift between the two?
Well, certainly there is a rift, but as to why, I don't know. The only guess I can make is that they are letting the political division between the MPP and the NDC spill over into the office of the Speaker. And when I say the office of the Speaker here, I mean the Speaker and his deputies, because that's the office. And the sanctity of that office, I think, is what we have to respect. It's just like, almost, if you like, His Excellency the President makes a decision, and then you get the Vice President coming out and saying, no, I overturn that decision, and this is the other decision. I know it's not the same exactly, but that is how one can look at it. That office, take Alban Bagbin out, that office is an institution of our republic. And I think we don't want we don't want to start bastardizing that office.
Okay.
Because of political advantage today, and then tomorrow we will wake up and then we have set ourselves a trap that we cannot get out of.
Very interesting. But how healthy is it for our parliamentary proceedings and then in terms of decision making?
It was certainly not healthy at all, because we saw this happen the first time and then we thought that that was going to be corrected. But we are seeing it happening again. And there's a likelihood that it will happen maybe a third time. So it's not healthy. It's not healthy for our parliamentary democracy. But I mean, for me, the angle from which I look at it is, the statesman kind of approach that the Right Honorable Speaker took. He says, be that as it may, I am not going to overturn his decision.
Okay.
I am going to try and find a way for me and my deputies to devise mechanisms to at least work together, which I think is a good way of looking at it. And I just hope that this kind of reconciliation that the Speaker has extended would be received by his deputies, and they would also think in the same way. Not in a confrontational way, but rather in a way that unites our parliament. Yesterday, the Right Honorable Speaker made a comment, and he says members of parliament must be mindful of the temperature, the political temperature of this country.
Yeah.
And for me, I would extend it to say they must be mindful of the political temperature of our sub-region. I mean, if we are not careful, there is a contagion that is spreading in our sub-region, and there is no country that is immune to it. So we don't want to project an image of the fact that our leaders cannot resolve our problems.
But the very issue, the very genesis of this whole brouhaha between the Speaker and then his first Deputy Speaker is an issue of concern. The mere move of emotion by the ranking member of the Finance Committee to set aside a bipartisan committee to inquire into the COVID-19 expenses and all of that the Speaker upheld some time back, and then yesterday it was overturned. Do we foresee any reasonable sort of wrongdoing? The more reason why the first deputy would want to take such an initiative by overruling the decision of the Speaker.
Well, again, that might be a bit difficult for me to tell. I mean, what I can say is that, COVID, came very, very fast. Many countries are facing all kinds of challenges with how COVID expenditures, were incurred by various countries. And it has raised a lot of issues, not only in our republic, in many countries. A lot of issues about, whether there is propriety or impropriety and so on. You come to our republic, this is a matter of a lot of public interest. So I would have thought that, given the level of public interest in this matter, members of parliament, including the Honorable Speaker and his deputies, will be very, very careful in handling this matter. To not give an impression that somebody is being shielded. But right now, if you break it down, that's the impression that is being created.
Okay.
Because any member of parliament has the right to bring a motion. You and I in this public, there's nobody that is beyond the reach of parliament. Parliament can call anybody in this republic to come and answer. And so if members of parliament get up and say, well, maybe this is an issue of concern, our constituents, and so on and so forth, we want a discussion on it. I think if there's nothing to hide, let the discussion go on and let people go and clear their names.
Yes, but the majority leader disagrees with that, because it tells you again that there are procedures and processes to follow in terms of law and then in terms of parliamentary practice. And so the 2021 budget captures the full details of expenditure made in 2020 in regard to what we did with COVID-19 funds. And that if you want to know the 2021 expenditure, you can make references to the provisions made with the 2022 budget. And so that procedure needs to be followed through to be able to know the expenses.
No, that is not enough. That is not enough. In a parliamentary democracy, individual members, committees, in fact, where things work very well and where standing orders give committees a lot of powers, committees have the power of initiative. So despite whatever is happening, of course, not to go against the Constitution, they have the power to say, look, this is something that is happening in our republic, and even if it's not referred to us by the House or by the Right Honorable Speaker, we want to look into that matter. And I mean, in our country, the standing orders usually do not allow that. I mean, matters have to be referred to a committee, and that is something that is, I mean, we are trying to see if it could be changed so that committees can have the power of initiative. But individual members have the power of initiative. If any member feels that there is something that is, you know, not clear, yes, the budget is there. Maybe they looked at the details of the budget and they did not find the answers that they are looking for. So for me to jump, you know, behind the law, and that is what is killing our country.
Yeah, but Doc, even up to the point where the Auditor General will later on equally do a better analysis of the expenditure and then probably find out if there was some sort of wrongdoing. At a time, that particular report will equally be recommended to the privileges, the committee that is supposed to see into all these matters in Parliament. So a better explanation can be given to the expenditures made at that particular level in terms of parliamentary affairs.
Have you ever heard that, I mean, any big profile prosecution has taken place in this country as a result of the work of the Auditor General? I mean, maybe you know and I might not know.
Not as much as I know.
In 2007, I was behind the work that the Public Accounts Committee is doing now, opening up to the public, this public hearing and so on.
Okay.
At that time, we wanted to create a deterrent in the eyes and in the minds of public servants. And we succeeded in doing that. The second objective we wanted is to make sure that anybody who was found to have breached the law in terms of going beyond their mandate, those people are prosecuted. I think Parliament has woefully failed on that count. Of course, I mean, there's the argument that Parliament doesn't have prosecutorial powers.
Yes, that is the angle I was coming from.
Yes, if Parliament is minded, it has other powers that it can invoke to ensure that those prosecutorial powers, whoever has those powers, do their work. So the point I'm making here is that over the years, reliance on the Auditor General's report has just been a fanfare. And I think that is not enough.
Okay. So you agree with the Honorable Ato Forsen when he says that he's going to take up the initiative to raise back the motion in the plenary. You agree with him on that?
I don't agree or disagree with anybody. All I'm saying is that, you know, whatever it is, we need to make sure that our resources are properly used. Nobody should be shielded. We shouldn't send any message that somebody is being protected and so on and so forth. At the same time, if the other side is, I mean, doing things in a wrong way, I believe there are better mechanisms to sort these issues out amongst themselves, rather than coming to embarrass the institution. I mean, before our very eyes, before the eyes of all of us.
Very well. Now, to wrap it up with you, I want your view on the brouhaha surrounding the Honorable Sarah Adwoa Safo.
You know, on that matter, let's step back a little bit and ask ourselves this very important question. Would we ever have a democracy without representation? No. So the very essence of the fact that a country is called a democracy revolves around the issue of representation. And representation is, if you like, manifested in two different ways. The first is members of parliament working very closely at the constituency level, you know, taking the interest of their constituents and so on, and trying to feed that into the policy process, which brings to the fore the second way in which representation is manifested. That is members of parliament showing up on the floor of the house and doing the work that we hired them to do. Now, since the fourth parliament, if I can remember, speaker after speaker have lamented about the absence of members of parliament in the house. In the seventh parliament, if you remember quite well, many times, Speaker, Right Honorable Speaker Michael Kwame has had to adjourn meetings of parliament because there was no quorum.
Yeah. And
several times he warned members of parliament to take their jobs seriously. In the sixth parliament, Right Honorable Dua Jaho, on many occasions, had these same lamentations. In the fifth parliament, with Right Honorable Bamford Addo, it was the same. I can continue to go on and on and on. You know, what we haven't been able to do as a country is to make sure that those who were found to have contravened the constitution and the standing orders were made to pay for their actions, as happens in other parliaments. So over the years, this has been the bane, and you reduce it to the barest minimum. We, the constituents, are shortchanged. Our country is shortchanged because people don't show up for work and they take salary, and so on and so forth.
So what should be done to curtail the
now the absence of the honorable member is biting the majority, particularly where it hurts so much. And that is why we are hearing even members from the majority coming out and saying this must stop. So I think the standing orders and the constitution, they are all very clear about what needs to be done. We don't need any new law. We don't need any new rule. Parliament just has to act. Because, see, in our country, if we compare ourselves to, let's say, the countries of, what do you call it, East Africa, I will take the example of Kenya. Just a few days after we had the fight in our parliament in December, Kenya also had a similar incident. But what did the Kenyan parliament do? The people who were involved were punished. Around the same time in the British Parliament, somebody called the Prime Minister a liar. The person was suspended, and the standing orders of the Parliament were applied. The rules were applied. In our country, it's just one lamentation after another. So that has emboldened so many members of Parliament that, look, I can just do whatever I like, and then when the matter comes up, I'll have the defense of one party or the other. And at the end of the day, it is we are the people who have hired these people to work for us. And if they are not working, it means that we are being shortchanged, isn't it?
Okay. That's fine. Doc, let's say a very big thank you for having you.
Okay, thank you very much.
I'm grateful that you joined us. And Dr. Rashid Dramani, Executive Director at the African Center on Parliamentary Affairs, and I'm at the Common, bringing us to 23 minutes after 8 a.m. This is Kessben, 92.9, 93.3. Kumasi across the country. We'll show you on Kessben TV on your digital television channel. And as I said, what joining my messages, Nina no Embra, ye know a big ding commona, yakin kind wa drink cherry bebrina, so at the ama. I was here. Bremuka Kramami na Yentwadi and I am Kona, Yabeko Kumasiano pay. Ubetrim Kakraboni Tofa, never Befano. Paragraph by paragraph. What will be
Semo, any at you for them, I'm on a tofa. Yani Yura, Rashid Dramani, and a Cobon community. Speaker Esha Siena no Bisa say, Cradia Kosu Ghana, Rashabi Jafia, and Rayina Yenimusem, say Yura, Abasumana Babin, and Yabrepa, Wabrano or Casa, Yediwa Bobo, and I watch him say, Yenina, Wakayena, just a young Ghana for Yena or no so Yura Dramani, no account will be any one man and near Edgeho. Say, Tiffy and Yebehun say, Ghana and Rashabija for Crampono dom, Kumani dom Cassie, one more Jenny Shadan Coben Chromo. If you say, Ebia, a dom, Nipano Ayacha say, one no a drum Tinanino, where Flaman Yokofu Frobini deputy in Sufram and Yokofu Frobi. No one Casa drum Tinanino, one in the deputies in Ajane and Coben Chromo and Quasam say, a hard Jenipa. And a speaker Busan say, and you will say, Nebekoswa, Akoso Daben, and a Yabu speaker, someone will back him tia, and watch us say, and Quasim. Dear course one dear wakase etwa na on one kasa Yemra Dramani no who say ayonko fa papa bia and na deputies no and a face speakers no and as a speaker no and kasa entem na eno so and a hard journey fi say waka bi ebefa Emrasebe Jafie, any woman esubania, ya chase woman edide danedie, ya yentimi enye will be ashe no, ya no so say a crime bisono, ayana en chaye no bema ye say Kenya say, Adano ana Ghana has say ye tree and chemono, Kenya for so woman hebe Jafie bisi war, na so one more de, one more yes, and one more a woman in ano, papa ne say yet one more so, and so Ghana has say no, ye nyanesa, intimi jampu diaba, mame addressa for diano, and I speak a says Josafo and never took wine, Echina Wabeba, Echina Wama, and the Keka Hono, and in your bia, dear Ecoswan, and say, no, say, Yenina, Yajia to say, ye, Kabima Kabi, Dudua Memo, na Dudua Memo, so Ejina near Mammy, no so, send me Panwan Casanwa, Yajia to say, Dudua Memo, Debia, ye, woho, ye present, and winya, Etia Sha and Rashabe Jafua, Kasa, ye, democracy, ye, Dudua Memono, I was say, ye, Yam Rashabe, walk on in person. Akoshama mpuntu juma akoso ene wasam na hebedwani kronwa wasaba na hebedwafie se dwumadia ne timamufuade ahye ne nsa no woba ne ono soso bebobo nsam ne ehwe Ghana na mamuo no esu Ghana ha sei entisa enipa no wotu kwan ya wokoba no na wanye wobi amanata na chi eti amam na hebedwafo no de omupe ene omu yade wonim se besesi a obi beko amame enu ti omu ye de omupe ne kobasa asoro mienu a ekwo no ye nsensa no na ne ho ekire yen Ghana yen ena ye ho ekire yen ene de keke county we wo kasa me mo no tofa kakra bi ena metimi aka e de afa ho
a wo ti ho no ma wo se omo mu country news nya de omu ni ma de omo abo ni ade wa ben papa go see Ethiopia
speaker
I was your baby, we are limited.
I
saw me around. I tried the uncle.
It's for your 2 idea kakra, Nedia, so no, a sobaya corner papa. Visaya technology, speaker better now one in penny for bon como, a kumase as the house. Now, Yafa Grace gift in Shasia. Dr. Grace Brodry say, Men catchira woo or bass, say, wanted that one pem, a general, a jukunu show mu, na why wani mu basa se buta to ate ya wo mpese be ma no krampo be so mu wanhwe yi a awuraba bi baje waware na boso Dr. Grace Boadu say why medro vagina steam in diaba say yo de po anase gonorrhea kra na ha wo wose bra na wo be ma waduro ya afi de obete den e wo mpam ba bia be chesa ya kama mo mema nso se be ma bu hon ma wono so sa edura na dwuna afo so no am wokọ ba ko a ni hwiri mu ntutuo pa echa doko na si jaso enkoyie enti wo so ye kanfo e di ama wo se be ma ko ho afi mu pa wo ana hypertension ana a stroke ana a chere e wo bi so e wo abusuan mu a Grace Gift se bra na ene no emeto nchia ade agimi nko a ene wonte ho aban wo se no de bata kenkan ne hunu nyansa ahwese ye mampam fama ho ene kwata ye nim nyina da nchen a yare a ye bodin e wo Ghana ha bia Grace Giftable wo se ka ho na bra beje ayare papa ya bie enkrobata miensa e wo Ghana emfatwa nyina ye wo Kumasi Oshim School Junction Barikase kwan no so afi ye bie ba konso e wo ebuakwa koforidua ye bengal for station no ye ne ye won kran ha no pay ye botwi ne akoni achimota ye ben petroleum bungalow no ye ne Family Life International School ene dia no hwe new achimota ba bia ne ye frɛ wo petroleum bungalow no one Family Life International School no e dia no hwe Grace Gift say wo wa chirichira frɛ no na won kyerɛ wo kwan ne bra e 0244 126 123 0244 126 123 when the Grace Gifted by Emo Enkomo me say wukọ apuntu obi ase no mo kofa ensuo azola bia besiwa kachira wo mo so mo koto mana purified drinking water fi say ensuo ne no eno an obi anu mu ensuo aba ya ne packaging efe amafo kra nim se frabro kire ne bae ehye ya le Ghana ha no eye mana na ya sada dia femfidie mu ama FDA fo wo mo ahwe ensuo ni bigu kapum wo mo no mo se ensuo na de eno mo de stamp atim so tiedi no eye mana purified drinking water mo amo be wade eye bia be koso weekend yi ene de keka ho no apuntu anipa be basie bia no mana purified drinking water say de ensuo aba ne yanu mu ne kura wa wankasa wo de je wo swag fi so obi num se ya de brew enso ye Ghana ya ensuo ni ya packaging say ensuo ye dadodo me say ya won knan ha enso ba bia wo bia no ya woka ya de ye delivery no a ba bia wo bia de bebro say ye Kumase say ye Takrade say ye Sunyane ni nyina ya de beba ho free 0240 5234 20 0240 523420 when mana purified drinking water and penny for enkasa with the open ye multi credit savings and loans and nemanka and also therefore anope multi say yemfa to monim so mukuta asamudan e de mayen na ye kan say ye no ayasam da ye ma obesia wunya ne ba bia gise multi credit ye kan no wo de ho re echade bi wadru ho ye so nkwande ndensa da wo ye ship mu adwuma nkogina ho ne emfa ma ho kopa wunuanom enan kan ho ya wogi wo mudie ye fa ne group loans ya kasa ankra loan eye group eti mu free by 5 for akro no mo ba ya ba ma mo besia na afi mo atwetwea guarantee ama mo nyonko mo atwea ne kakra mo na eboa wo eti adwamfo ma ya mo wadabraka mo ka mo bom na mo ye du a mo maje besia ya bi enkrabata ne bi enkran ya Ghana ha no mo de mantam nyina ebi wo ho multi credit ane ye som mo number wo be frɛ aye 0244 176901 when multi credit among komo anopai afa weekend yi wa be Kumasi tie hotel a wo koda ho e wo Kumasi a de bia be preso obeda e ye Fosua hotel ote Fosua hotel wo fo na security e ye tight wo koda ho no ma ye su niam atoso kama de ma wo aduane abedi enya ha wo e na afa so krampo no nsa abanum enya ha wo ba bia wo no e wo yie e wo Kumasi mfimfi eti se conference bi ana program bi kra na wo kra wo so de ya na akro no mesi Fosua hotel ya kanfo edi amahu number abefra ne yi dan ne biasi wo ansa na chena wakono aya 03220 37382 03220 37382 woni fosia hotel and kasa anopay afi wabatan wo tutu ani epe university a wo ba ni wi a ye be hu se na body krata na mu odu ana afi ba bi so akwada ni wi a wanya tosom no obenya adwuma ye ntem tie aya Kessben University College eno na say di obi age atom suku ni wo kontana se ye siesie wo kama wuduru wonu ma te say di waduru krom efi say police station wo ho ayasabia wo ho market wo ho eti wuduru awko no so obesa krampo abafie eti ka ho ene koda ho afi ye bie Kumasi City campus di aba ya chese no de ye ne aye adwuma ne pese esua de at the same time no weekend bia no abesua de wo mpe we yi a wo pe kaya moto ma akosua na wa beti sounds eti ko ne kwaji forms ni bi e wo kontana se anase ubetimi akọ asida house Kumasi na wakọ akoto forms ni bi aya no afre 0501637383 woni Kessben University College emon komo atade papa ene ye kanu aya nanse bomode anahwe speaker ho fa utimo se watete bibia giregira so amane tan ne bia yie hwe ne nase so ne mpaboa combination koyie nipa se no okopo ba omre fi se ya hwe no ne hwe dress no a se si ane apene ye hwe ne stage no kra fi se speaker no no so wa eti anu ne diboa ne kakra na fe ne dress se si ana afa me se secret no anu no ko ultimate fashion atade papa memma dia ye de ko office de ko engagement de ko asode emma yesu ye de oba wo dress ye on anu ne ka se for gentleman no wo dress ni ko ya not for gentleman etu oba dress ye waga mechia wo so obabu ho ane nante ne to no ekasa for gentleman wo se contentem not for gentleman etu dressing for gentleman ye can form as ultimate fashion ya the furniture city be ka ho fi se ye wura kofi frimpo zigadem na ne potomanto na suo no enkuradi mu pilola ye wo se bra wani ntei eti ka ho na kokwaji enkonwa papa kwoto empapapa wardrobe papa bi wo so wo class ye wo Kumasi adum sa papa na wo bodawuro no ye speaker wo fa no fra number we 0209 136 733 tbm 0209 136 733 Miss Speaker.
I go see how come is me. I know to connect. What's that speaker put to man tonight?
That's a incredible pilola. It was a brain. Nyasa on timba so from connect them.
Over the road there.
Oh,
and into weekend school a fine opportunity for you bomodiana bra na ye ma wo entity ewo ICT ewo media ewo business
okay
na watumi de abobra
my Jane I don't pay by me and now I say na nyame nhyira wo pa
menso me das pa Mr. Speaker for the opportunity watimi amama beton adepa esane sese o adepa na de show botum na wanyi so wa mmoho dwa ana wa mmoho dewura obi hu sa adepa bi kura yeso Kessben University College ye wa adepa papa nti dewuro ndie ye bebo da amankrofo ate yenso ye da wase
Mr. That's pa. Eti ma Jane ada meneno edi nkomo no one your head of marketing and communication. Pacho sending so mame numbers ni BM 0501 637383 0501 637383 and no Kessben University College for womo numbers no eno no na wafre na waji admission form na etimi aboa no akopa de suani bi especially some trofo no mo amoko nkwanchen media training 2 weeks 1 month 3 months na mpacho monhwe na monsesa musubai na monko na yemma mo professional training no wi a wanya degree na wahu se adwuma no wo ya na wo ye ne ye professionalism no eho ehia pa eti yenko na womo ebeboa ye pa ye ba be di nkomo 49 minutes after 8 am minima bedwafo no edetena sisisia na ye de nkomodie ni nyina no ede ahyehye so na anopay major issues no yetimi de ho enkomo Commander Sugar Factory no man panyin se by April enyame na mekai na do danko akufo His Excellency Ndra Commander Traditional Council ahemfo ewo commander ene ne mpata mu nyina no etu anamo eko mampanya tenaye at the Jubilee House and cry ha say ana wo mko ya wo mu ne o mampanyi ekodi nkomo wo mko si na yie se wo mo manhene wo wu ye sebesebi onya ne ba bi koye no na na ko ekura no 40 days ni wo mo ganiza de duanan ana wo mko bo mampanyi amane no mampanyi kasaye mu no ana odi tudwa ana wo kire mu akire ahemfo ne se enei no ahusiesie adwuma adie sonko okoso Commander Sugar Factory enti by ending of the month March bosumi aye kwakowura mu no na chese adwuma dia companies na aye nyina no wo mo aye awie enti huebe by the month of April there na chese operation ene adwuma nkasa se Ghana ye beye ye ni aye sichire no na ahya ase na wo ye se ni nyina so mo aye nhyehyɛ won chen because ene no Wamuaje asase about 20,000 acres. Tieniye 20,000 acres. Ewa wasefiase. Na enono ana ekuafo ede babedo ede aduan hwede said ye beya Commander Sugar Factory na ye ka say raw materials nti ye ntimi nya siche na factory no over 30 years esi ho abesi na ye ntimi fa mfasodie bia emba ye say o man no and from April, a betimi ashasiye aye ejuma. Eti we hope to see Sesadi no ebeye ejuma na afe Ghana so etimi enya so emfa so eno asema endra omampanyin editu edwa eti minima bedwafo no ebetena se na afe yetimi edi nkomo. Stay with me me basisi ya minutes after 8 Madam Ali do say do na Madam Steady Donkon so ache na mema wo mo akwaba Emra Studio. Ora Alidu Sedo, a member of the New Patriotic Party, a former MC, I will Astokore Mampong. Ora Alidu, morning, Bibi Aboko there.
Mr. Speaker, morning. Mr. Speaker.
Now what you have a view?
Just you are pan to us.
I see. Representative Maakye, Mbombo there.
Oh, yeah, bro. Yes, I don't know. That's sorry, dear. Yaba.
Party Moboko.
Oh, party, my dear. You move Kunya and Tutu, a Pamo MP, Yen Kobo Biasum, Boko, Nanakwesi Daruma, Asum Jim Kwa in Ashanti region, NDC. Yanum never butchered ye.
Mr. Speaker. Party Musa upon
there was some crania. What is awesome?
Musa upon na ye party be any brace or bebem.
In the Chadiana Mudiano.
Yes, baby,
and Kuyabubu and Mudia.
Yeah, boy, I just party no. Aya kondo na nado danko kufadu. Amembu no o sheshe o mani ye.
Mr.
Eti sana beba. Enti ati ase.
Osunu munkwa MPP munkwa na party mu ya kono ne nipa do ba ye de twade na welcome mo
aka party bi aka so bi aka be fa for be so me de ye na MPP he ni bre
party ase party aso ne ye ba be didi a ye de asotro
da bi de
asotro na de kopa
party no akono party no ye kama party no ama enida so asa baga na bio se Oba penino o hwehwe o man ni ye.
Me na obisa masebo.
Eti sa na ko. Da bisa me boa wo.
Omwa me. Omwa me. Monko na mo ton forms ba ko.
Rally do be da say.
Forms ba ko alantrematen atuaka. Forms ba ko ba umi atuaka.
Sanity.
Abrako atuaka, adani mu atuaka.
Me kra metua bi.
Ose free. Onu so atuaka. Utumi so kra tua Ashanti region dia. Sika no wai.
Ye ni aye dia.
Sika no wai.
Ye wetua na do mo amobra.
Hey!
Sampe gba obobo mu ni mo amobra. Ya bi pay. FPP ye wo opposition na sa ye tua, yo mutua za form si. Sa form si aye kan wa wuntumi 2018, 2014 nyina otua ma obi a wa Ashanti region. Me bwa. Mr. Speaker wanti.
Hey!
Dr. Baumia otua obia forms a news. Alantika Martin obia forms a news.
Problem yes mo be account.
Na go we sabi. But president no pay you.
But really do edi akoba dey say as a Korean port there I think say how peaceful.
Yeah, I say as one constituency no MPP no ye town ko polling station elections be time bia no call no post ho no sa na ye no because some say obi wo no mo a ebi awu e wo so mu free mu ebi atu kwan obi wo no mo a sese no bibi nti watu afiwa akotena baabi e ho no ne ahwe ne ya replacement MPP sa na ye no enti aso te say we peaceful a sa na ya eba enye baabi a say chinchin na ntokwa
Mr. Speaker
ye wono de
ho konya ne nyomo de
what I say but normal
konya ne nyomo de ntia eno mo ye den a wuntimi ngia konya nti obi ha no
we do anu jon yira ibi wo tana kika de ope
I see
baby konya no ho da ho no ho da se kanhwe ba
kika de ope
enyo ma konya nti no afa no fo no ba this time kakra fa ni tiri ho
man ga de ope da bi ho no e won say yete ye wase
obua
what yete ye wase say okay wo de twen mo we mra ma we sa na ye
asa ahindi asase nda ho ntokwa bia ni sa ni ahindi no
una onim
ba hindi asase tam da ho
una onim
ntokwa
mi da memfi
ntokwa kwa
ntokwa no ba
orally do mami sase wo so mami sase wo so na ye ni nkomo na ntokwa ne de that's a boy to betwa but my ye ni nkomo of parliament mami ma edua edikai na mintio matters happening in parliament ura backben Sarah Joasafo mo party nipa ene nkomodi a ekoso ewo eye abanmu about mama Sarah Joasafo ene ne absence a wo mamra shebedwam emembe ye adwuma ba mintio simbedu edikai
Mr. Speaker didi kama minchia na minchia watifu nyina Samson na mechia regional chairman regional executives na asaba so constituency me mempisu aso na masa ama atre akọ asakore mampo mensi ni adihye nyina na no pemicha mu nyina Mr Speaker ansa na no me kai Ghana fo na masan sere Ghana fo se o mampanyi na na dodan kwa Akufo-Addo His Excellency papa yi obetna benwa so anhyehyɛ pa ama omai ekonanim na ade edibia no bonwo no eta ho ebesere odinhye pa bia ba eba beboa ma Ghana akonanim eno ne e-levy yebesere yede eto na kyekere omai efigu akosere bo apenso Ghana abire bia yekokwaje bosia wa amanone na bosia na akwaje no eba se okwaje bosia na ehun nsem bebre kentema obeka ya NDC for the kwa IMF no edekoda na bebre edebre enkwankom obinedi ni abebrese ede efa mu bebre aba adwuma yefo ya mfa bi nema bebre ne sisi Ghana ase yebese ese no yesesam kakra sese mpo de IMF no okono anhwe yi a omo de sa LGBTQ+ no a ye nyina yegitum se enye papa no omo de conditions no omo de bi beka ho we omo de sa LGBTQ+ no ebe tachiri na akofa nsem bebre abremo mai nti omo panyi we seze no ye besesem ye nkɔpɛ bosia ye nkɔ obi man so nkɔ kan kyerɛ sɛ ɔmmɔ ye bosia na ɔmmai bibi obɛkɔ no ɔmo de condition na kɔ ha wo man nti ye bɛsɛ Ghana fo so obia ta ye chi na ye mpass e-levy no na insha Allah wonyame di mu nti Ghana ebɛkɔ na nima kyesei Mr Speaker ene Ghana kabima menka bia mambu kabima menka bia mambu na ede ebu o mai obi abedi adanse ene me ba metese na one Dr. Rashid Edinkom ano okase kabima menka bia mambu no ye de nipa dodo na eye ye de nipa nso na eye ewumu awodo bebiri emu bi ene se ehose mansini bia na pesua bia no yeyi obi ema okosi ne manfo anan na sabi ye nua ba jesara adwo asafo ne wasema eba yi weye efiasem eba extension no Ghana ni bia nso oso no nso de na no atumbi yate commentaries no bibiri ena eba obi e kanadwe na de meme ka kosi nyina ne se on se oman we di ama omai emu asetena aye de ne se oman no mrapo no ekire de wose ye abribia bibie besie bia ne de oman no mra no ekire ye se sa asem no se sise ya ekwan we na wose mo defa se be ya ede mo betumi aka akosi sise me ne okase yi atese enua ba no oba obeti bia bi no yasiu na wo na emfa no na no yihu no ese TikTok or di asa ne sa se eye new video se eye video a enye ne no ye ehun sem so aba bibiri but we no de betumi akapa ne se empeyifo aso asenim se yebe ye hunhwemu ne yehu de ade no eda nkasa na within short time minim de meka efire ne eko beye enagakra ya obete enyina ya aban no ede beba abonten ne enyina ya party no nso ede beba abonten ama obi ehu di ewum because Mr Speaker ye nyina ebedi adanse o man na ye womu no o ti bibia na hu mfoni na wa ye nhwemu na o fiti prekope ekoye bibia na akoka bibia ebewie no na ede aninguase abrew ifise wanya abotra anye nhwemu ankwankwa du babi enti no saa nsem wenum nyina no ya asem a party no mpanyifo ene aban no asum a ye nhwemu ne yehu se asem no se ne tie ne yehu ehon pomasibre na Ghana fo ema ye break akra ye be ye de ye be di nia ne de fata afasa asem won se ebe ya ye nua ba no adwuma enti do me kwa benyafo ejina so eto abama no on the ticket of the new patriotic party no mpinfo be ne yehu ba bia wo se yedeto entumi nkoba se sabi yeto aba me alidu ametia yi ene metia alidu ena me tu ka bae na emo me be ya me betena hai enya alidu keke ena me detia MPP new patriotic party no enti na metia ejise na betena na meka bibi sabi ene party no mra no enko anambeye bibi anambede suban boni bi adi a emoa na de sebi eniguase bre party no a na me na maton party no eniguase kwanso enti no saa na ma wanu nyina ye ne ma ye be ye mu nhwemu ansa na ye betu beba be bibi enya saa Mr. Speaker odi emfoni achi na kotu agina bi kokeka bibi a enimu a ebewie no na enimguase aba meka say bi anchiremu bi ho no mo a wanya abotre antie ankwa achira ankwa ankodu baabi na wakobu aten bi ede ha beba enti no Mr. Speaker mo my time Ghana inshallah o manpanyi na na adoda ankwa kufado ene the new patriotic party no ye beye di hia ne de fata ede bibia ebeto no kwa mu kama na Mr. Speaker meka we awie no
I really do I don't know how much I don't know how much because we are told say no so ka ho be ana A11 montime pass here mun ne numbers no
Mr. Speaker me no be problem me no be problem and na no pay dentia me no be problem no say Mr. Speaker
I mean questions na me be say na person
no na me no be problem no Mr. Speaker on te Ghana ha ena mo ansantwefo ya bi kan say na minority no say ya nye brother consultation enti no omo kiki against ni nyina no omo fi say consultations bi e was ekoso na ankoso me ne wo ka say NDC for no mo ne na mantwe tutu futurogu nkofo ani eno so nti no me ne wo ka say ena me ne wo ka say finance minister na information minister ne mpanyifo so ene nam town hall meetings no aye no ye de nkyerɛkyerɛ ekɔfom sɛ bɛyɛ Ghana fo bɛte ase se ye hia sɛ di 11 no bɛba Mr. Speaker hwɛ ewie safa na nyinara de bia me ba me ka kyerɛ wo me se empo na nado dankwa akufado o manpanyi ono ko anya akonya no okasa ogitum sɛ esebi system no and all is not well system ni mu aye den eno so yenye peculiar to Ghana efi sɛ me no ube di adanse ko Nigeria na me no kase Nigeria nipa timi koda filling station petrol po mu nya bi so omutu petrol me no kase America inflation baby akwa koduro 100% your more to petrol 100% na enti no okobe amama bebre onu mu a sane ma wanum they are feeling the heat but ye je o hase no ye de ba ya o man no o man panyin no an hyehyɛ pa o so o mayi ase no woni bebre hu no a NDC fo ahya ase se da bi omu no se omu tenase na o man panyin e de 11 ba na ye pa se kim na o ye mpuntudwuma eye niema e wo so wo ye a ebe ma o mayi akọ nanimu a won hwe omu campaign message no ebe to nsuom eno nsu nti no omu kiki against unim se omu hya ase ekọ market ye omu se omu ye town hall meetings town hall meetings no omu ye nyina no onyina no na propaganda ya obabete o si o MPP aban no de person de ba no ase usika ewo front pocket na obewi afa o back pocket mamon pene sika na oba beje yi levi na ode ba no ode ba sebe ya obewi amusika mo mada ache usika o ma me se bi se bo krade ama o ma mi okrase se de na first o de ma no se sei o ma panyin no ne ya enti no person ti bi fi mu se de ba ya ultimate press kan fa ma o ma mi ensem bo nwan na NDC for na ma o mu kan enti Mr. Speaker yes you ne se e wo se yekọ ne yekọ kire mu obi ati ase o follow o ma sabi finance minister any information minister ni mpanyifo no aprobo no omo bo no ne nsem omo ka ba bi o mbeko bia no a otumi hu se sabi etiefo no na timamfo no eti ase ba se ene se ade a yekempo enya de bone because Mr. Speaker se mo be ka kire se the more alternative a mo won se yenko IMF wa yekọ ya edi obenedie na ababrese bre no dia ene ye we nu mom ye cha IMF na omo gase yenko no eti nchikachire no ne ye de kwa ebese kwa chire ekodu ba bia ye be pass ye lavi in no time ye wie sa consultation enye too late bia masa ye be ye too late be ye wo vo no mo kwa ye se nhye pa wo se ye de ba no e ba bo amane ma kwa na nimbebri NDC for propaganda nti omo pe amambuo abana ba betina asunti no omo de bibia be ye papa bia omo fo aso enti ye kọ akire mama Ghana fo nyina ati ase se de bia de health insurance ba ya omo anje antum ye de FQ ba ya omo anya ntum free senior high school omo anya ntum nurse training allowance de restore ya omo anya ntum no sa na we so omo fees e ba ya de panti no omo ntum edi Ghana for enye ya omo die omo ntum ne etumi pass se ba ya e betumi aye mpuntudwuma ye de omo e be ko nanim eno ne ye ko so ayaka wasem enye NDC ana menu aba se radio safunti ye nim se ye de ba parliament ne NDC MPs ni bi kra no omo beto ade omo beto amai because omo ni side na ya de pa eye de da no abontin o e bi beto omo ni side
very kind messages in the was the former president John Dramani Mahama and his NDC people are disservice to the ordinary Ghanaian, but they are pretending to be fighting for the interest of Ghanaians, but their own actions and inactions towards the introduction of the e-levy clearly shows that they don't even have the people's progress at heart and the country at large. All what they are doing are not to the interest and benefit of Ghanaians, but to their own selfish interest and political gains. But posterity shall surely judge them all. Ya was sucking the at the way free taifa ana ede ebaya. Ya made us say any message, you know. I said the NPP leaders want to collect e-levy and use it with their family and friends and ignore we the citizens. Then think about it. They would rather prefer. And we would rather prefer they graduate yentua to the song that they can listen to. Kusibu afunie yentua nie. But I say ana wodi abawafa wodi anka. We say good morning, Mr. Speaker. Stephen Wasekropona Adiwe. If you see, we the contestants in the upcoming polling station elections give thanks to the Honorable Owusu Efri Yakoto for paying in full the fees of the forms. We are therefore assuring him that it is indeed the next he is indeed the next flag bearer of the new patriotic party, the perfect replacement for President Akufo-Addo, and nobody else will come close to his competition. Regards to the best replacement for Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo, Dr. Owusu Efri Akoto, Minister for Food and Agriculture, and Stephen Odifri Wasekropon Ediaba. But that's a message, you know. Kwame Appiah Kubi have for change. I will say the NPP can't account for COVID-19 expenditure, and how would they be able to account for e-levy? NPP will not be in power forever. The tables will surely turn come 2024. My regards to our regional treasurer, Eugene Kusi Buafo, and also Ode Abba. Kwame Appiah message. And Abdul Basid, Zongo Pioneers, welcome home, my able president. Ghana is in the right direction with the able leadership of His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Thank you, Honorable Frank Mante, CEO, PPE, Honorable Mavis Hawakumsin, and Honorable Ellen Amma Dakon for National Women Organizer, and Honorable Boniface Abubakar Sadiq, CEO of Maslok, is doing a very good job. And Abdul Basit with the Abba, but that's a message, you know. Shiftman Edwin Free Atonsu Kumase, or see, it's good that UTAG has called off their strike action, and as they go to the table again, I can only hope and pray that the government would put in place all measures to equally meet them halfway in terms of effort. This time round, peace must prevail between government and UTAG. Nothing more, nothing less. Regards to Chairman Kwame Appiah, incoming Ashanti Regional Chairman of the New Patriotic Party, and Asante Joseph, aka Sikawu Bush, NPP, Bosom Chairman, hopeful. Hashtag YNTOBIA, BBA fine. And what they about shift my bed, I say no message, you know. Let me do this very one. Sule Ewo Sunyani KTK. I say the opposition NDC and their minority in parliament should think about the next generation, but not the next elections. That will serve the interest and political interest alone of them, they themselves, and not the country at large. An advocate for the non-partisan approach of issues is what is bothering my mind. Why would they now be requesting for a bipartisan inquiry into COVID-19 expenditure, whilst the statements are clearly stated in well-documented document of Parliament itself? God bless Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and the NPP government. And also with the Abba. So, may that say any message, you know. And I remember the Honorable for say they don't so na mintie one so for the next 10 minutes na afe yen twaso. Honorable, what you mean, Castle Mumari?
Speaker, me da CP. Maminchia wati fone wahwefo nyina titru ne menuanom mo social from please. Metimini anase Say some bi o ha e den ti no gisa dodge sa Ghana fo nyina adwen ko bankrom se levy eye krono kese ye ntua die ntie ye ntua na ye simple se aban we suni ne ban no Mr Speaker aban a wo de amande kra mana no wadi o se gito ho mame eno no oni amande a World Bank edi sika man se gikoma Ghana fo covid aba fa koma Ghana fo eno kra wadi this I be try and throw cross me ko gi 200 million enye World Bank for na babeka say debi o ye ma $430 million aban kwadi ye be ka kire ne say $430 million ne de ma ye ansa na oba na chi abeka kire say ampa me kura fe na makai sa me de 302 million kra ye emergency preparedness ben ene ye no covid time that's about we say say ene de tia levy mame levy any 430 million ezikakro eson Mr Speaker sisa 430 million na just Ghana cedis ubenya sen eno kra ye de money ye no anipa nsa di akire no kra wadi usi levy onje nto ho eno na ode be Ghana yi en ko tofutu no kra no aban we yadi Kana phone ni suban enti na esi ye ntia enye bibia enti enye se obi na empeman ni ye na ehemfa na sebi ubeti se aban be introduce policy anasa aban be present budget awie ansa na ba bane manfo se me ba ginchiri me ba chire mumu die enti a me ko present a budget no
ye no ba bia
you actually first take the inputs of Ghanaians into the budget before you present it.
Now why budget ba na obi ka so obi mu a o chire ni mu a enye bone man chire mu na o chire budget mu na ba
explaining the budget.
Da be no wo say budget ya budget e na mu na mo se mo ne na ma mu twa ntro ntina wo se akoko chire ma Ghana 40 ase ntro be na udwan
orale do me dey ase pacha wo kasa no wan kasa
twantro ntia me na me ka no tumi mmem do na me ka na akeka
o da kasa manen kasa
se ba na me ka na no kurenti no no obemu ane ye
you cry back up it is because they know say they've goofed big time with the levy inti yenko blackmail the constituents of Ghana to force their MPs to accept what the MPP is doing. MC na NC china. Opa munko chantro wo wiase nyina. Enne de finance minister say levy no okofa free NDC for manifesto mu. Hey! Mu bro.
Wan kan sa.
No kan say.
Wo se mokura mo ye madwen san ka mo ba ya.
Nti ohu.
Ka mo de beba.
Ohu.
No kure. No kure.
Owi no ashata de fufu. Aso oye soro abofo.
No kure.
Hwe Mr. Speaker. Yeah, cause of parliament no. Me ebo mi hu kakra because say no Ghana 3 arms of government no baby ba ko a Ghana fo nyina gidie wopa in this democracy fourth republican democracy no parliament because per anas niam bia odana di any sabi suban bi so ekoso even the judiciary side no ama Ghana fo bebre na nche da ni gidie wo judiciary no mu bi
why na kan
yes that is the fact
why na kan
and no aside executives ni de na nado adaroma obi akura nyiye ni biem se bi gugu kura se oyi o mampani abedi akire otwantro wiase pa ye mampani abedi akire Dr. Mahmoud Biawo
o ne moedik Dr. Mahmoud Biawo amano ndisi fonse
the executive cannot be trusted. The judiciary has a problem with trust. The only place in Ghana for GDA will pass democracy upholding amaye the parliament, that is the legislature. And it say ebekwa kodru baby na ene legislature honso so no abeda say party first. Entino yera Joe Wise betimi atena ahwe Ghana for ni ahwe the see constitution ase. Say speaker pass bibi kura ne ya pass ade motion atimi a second year wie. Speaker sorry na obetena hope o si the speaker ye ni nyina maboagu. How can this be happening in a normal democracy? It just until MPP time ye who will be that. Yes, we have a very peculiar parliament. Anka one would have thought say because of the peculiarity of this parliament in Tino,
enka niema beye soronko kakra anka enko yese my party first but say no Yewura Joe Wise dey akoye say no na the MPP chairman in parliament now. He's no more the speaker. Onya kotena ikonya numpe no adane Yewura Freddy Blay. Onye speaker biom oya NPP chairman in parliament. Enti die nka ne nwanwa pa ni sense Mr. Speaker. Yes say COVID funds. Mo na mo say mo de sika be say 540 billion OCDs. Mo de ato to jimini ikpala acha magana for 2 weeks sikanasa. Brana be kire say uto kpala sen uto to jimi sen. Eno so adane mabo. Eno so Joe Wise say me mpene Emma omo mbekire yi committee ni mba mbekire Ghana for kwan ya omo fa so a omo yi your friend say 600 million Ghana cedis every for to John Mahama bottle ho heritage fund omo ko yi bi free Kessben media kura mudi sika call COVID fund no people sebi teacher for no motifie na grato nato teacher for nyina edi sika ekoto COVID fund no ejuma ye fok chuchuro ye di bi kura ba konfa no chima e bi kura kotototo ka me no kura beda ne ho nsensem ne ye se momra na mumbe kire Ghana for se oh COVID sika na ye ko the World Bank de ne IMF de ne de ye beba ho akiri na mum de muko yi free heritage fund de mu gigi free Ghana for ho no mumbe kan kire ye kwan am fa so am spend sika no una wo se se wa fidi Ghana for se se kra de mo se sa akra mo fidi akra nyina. According to them, Accra population is 2.6 million. MPP COVID committee say finance minister say omu fidi nipa 1.8 million Accra. That's a 1.8 million for itemized expenditure bra. That's the speaker say same way dey to asumu. Mumi enye hwehwemu. Joe Wise kotena ha o say da mempene. Aban wenko na chiri ade a friend accountability. So we call MPP aban and led by Nanado ne ba umia say mumbe ya accountability sika amadi ene omu chiri kura. So how did we arrive at this? Since when an accountability be ntokwa wa Ghana ha? Na china adwasa for this, adwasa for that. Na chief of staff to meet tam sika say $120,000 so say £120,000 so okay so na adwasa for our opportunity 8 million cedis that. And your pounds are better dollars and euros. 120,000 pounds say jibribe na beto abama ye o e-levy. Na o de man so fanya dey.
120,000 pounds. Ogotene.
O de man so fanya dey.
Why na ka
say. Na make o credit Japan na ka.
E no ka cho so the pounds.
No nipa obrochire ne send this guy send this. Nipa obrochire ne send this guy send this.
No ka so ko send ne have Fidelity Bank.
E na me kira wo say obi o wa obrochire ye send this guy. Ye be send this cedis. One bribe number 2 abama e-levy.
Mele
afere wo hu de omu de e-levy ni koye.
Ye tu kwa buchira yi sika kakra da ga.
Ali du mami kama sem na de ba sem kra ni a. Mami kama sem
120,000 pounds.
Me say euro na
se for the most sakrada.
Oh, ebiani o.
Entimi ni. Abu say now see for mama me right.
Mr. Speaker.
Wam na chekura do Mr. Speaker.
So for bro bebe wo. Mr. Speaker, dear Koso Parliament one dear time.
Yes.
You best say Yewura Joe Wise. See, what is happening around us no should inform us say our parliament must sit up. Because that is the last hope of Ghanaians. You lose the confidence in parliament and so our democracy is doomed.
It's doomed. The media said the Honorable Fuseni Donko, a member of the NDC in the Ashanti region. Pedro wa Ediaba Medina Cruz. I say watching you live and clear inside Indiana Police. Tano so and with the Abba. Made us on Facebook. Several of been say, please good morning to you, Mr. Speaker. Kindly wish my daughter Michelle Obin a very big happy birthday for me from father Mr. Obin and with the Abba. And Michelle. It's your birthday today. God bless you. Happy birthday. Nyame ensure na nyibeye a good citizen of the Republic. Kwame na said it is what do you for change? Mr. Speaker, good morning to you. NPP can't even account for COVID-19 expenditure with the fund we created for our own selves. How much more would they be able to account for e-levy? Never again in our history. Kwame, Mr. Thomas Kusibuafo. Full stop. One can be. Hamza the Maestro Jr. said, good morning, Mr. Speaker. Watching you live from Nkwanta in the OT region. My name is Masaudu Hamza Jr. Capello. Mr. Speaker, why is the NPP so scared scared about the probe into the COVID-19 expenditure? What are they hiding behind the books? The NPP found it necessary to probe into J.E. Mills's death, which won't bring us back, the former president, but rather they are not interested in probing the monies we have given them to fight COVID-19. And with the Abba Hamza made a message. But the NPP political party think they are the only wise ones in Ghana. Never again. Kwame Appiah Kubi message, that Fabio J. Pele, the Abba. Good morning, Mr. Speaker. You are really doing a great job for Mother Ghana. And thumbs up to Ziga. I'm telling you guys are not to change the style addressing issues there. You guys are number one in Ghana now. Anna what they about commensa will pillar to us. You know matter the NDC's demonstration and propaganda on e-levy. Bibiano ebeye fine. It will come back to life. E-levy or no more development. Stephen Boateng said no sound on your Facebook. Stephen, I hope says they say there about Yahoza Ewo Swami was greetings in generating enough revenue domestically to support President Akufo-Addo's developmental agenda as a government is fully the thing that we need to do to be able to revive our economy post-global COVID-19 without recourse to the IMF and loans from the World Bank. That we will not embrace as a country. And with the ABBA. And those are some of the messages with the ABBA and Opay. But I'm back to the studio. Now I'm the Honorable Ali Deso. Na mintieno. Na so say the you share them say one elections no ebebaso on the 25th air corner na yetimi edesi. Honorable Ali do me 3 minutes. Entima mintio.
Me call LDC for Mr. Speaker. One ferry na me de bia me kase. Se wo refia me ali dudie. Me metna MPP an enu maka o abribia. De dia me kase an Mr. Speaker. Show. Me de Fuseni Donko. We former DC. Minim se anye bia Public Accounts Committee. Wa ko mo anim da. Me as an MC, Public Accounts Committee, my common imprensa. Adia ba kwa mi hu ye say, by partisan. NDC for and MPP for. Empo, Mr. Speaker, TMBA. Oko na yamfa nse bia, o predecessor, I ebeye bibi, na oko ye na eba se wo na waba betinem. Enwa semba na okọ na ebisa wa untubi nkase na enya wo na wo ye MC ana DC o yese wo ne ne wo kase ise obi ye o se ye den yo wo ne ne wo kase wo ba ya beto no ba ye den ye nyina o mu akwanya so mu bisa na Public Accounts Committee act of Parliament ya na ejitu mu ma o mo hwa se ya adwuma o mu wi o mu adwuma se Auditor General no we na adwuma o de ne finance nyina akoma won no mo asa betena siasa afre enyumakuo se obia mbekirem. Mr. Speaker, me ne wo kasei Public Accounts Committee no wo omu nyina members of Parliament omu free both NDC and MPP ene teso enti se minority no epenkiremu bia edi ne si won kwan se Public Accounts Committee no wa ya mo amobody o eti se mu ni wo mu gidi ana ena me ne wo kasei Honorable James Kunuje Afeji ena ye chairman was our committee no so hwe Mr. Speaker ye ni nim se NDC for on pese MPP no propaganda ya no pese o mediko omo be ha adwen keke hwe ye mpene ma NDC for ense ye mrewu ye pemre e bi akire o mani ye mo ntwe ye nkwa akire bio Mr. Speaker COVID by aban enu aduane chairman krofo ye ma ebi eduane mu no ye che nsuo kwa ye che kanea kwa ewo Ghana ha COVID-19 vaccines ono Fuseni Donko awoti ha yi on kan kire me se onwo obi ana wawo owo ye no otua se oyi ni receipt owo ye no emfa ngba meche Ghana fo MPs na omo wa omo ye sa propaganda no omo yi omo receipt omo ko wo vaccine no enchire Ghana for say omu tua enti no say some omu pese omu pe omu yanchire mu yi no ho nchire mu ama omu ntiase hwe unim sam speaker
really the same COVID-19
mechanized boreholes ewo be bia including asokore mabon na me MC Okojo boy station na me no kase ya through COVID no musika no ye tu mechanized borehole enu achiri no COVID-19 relief fund COVID-19 relief fund Mr. Speaker NDC for nya adodo yesu Robert na ha e kase e na ye sambra bio ye sam form committee no me ehwe mu ben ye nim de obeso mo ye
rally do be kase
said the si ko no
ya wo mu mame
ya na ya NDC for eti ye de e ka se
okura wote he
eni ma ye abra problem ba ye no eni se sika no e de ye no enti bebia
so what are you afraid of
omunim propaganda no mo ye sembre speaker e ma wo mo ko public account committee
question is simple omo so be kan obi anim say public accounts committee there is no prosecutorial powers wo ho uko public accounts committee a de omo timi aya abroso ane say e be se charge
and omo se charge omo se charge ye omo nko omo fa omo report e se charge
partisan probe there yetimi
ya ma mo say emre
o Udisika yetimi
look, we have a country to govern. Yeah, we are teaching our man. Yeah, Mamu say I'm ready. Oh,
yeah, Mami Sofia Kufu. Or say,
yeah, Mamu say for you
$40 million. And a COVID funds ni nyina omusa kan yo. Say sika no mombe kire ye.
Ya di nyina ya adwuma. Ya chama mo nkrofo mo na bi.
Manum.
Mo nkrofo nya nsuo, mo nkrofo nya tane ya, mo nkrofo nya aduane bi.
Mr. Speaker,
COVID.
Kumasi ha say. Nipa say no mama
omo. Bodo problem. NDC for high. NDC for high. Ghana and the problem nyina ya NDC.
Ye nya mo.
I don't know.
Afa kura ne be ma
say. Eni ma ye nyina chigi munim pefe say. Abra wo di nyina ya adwuma. Mo betaga je so na mo yedede. O kwata parliament na mo yedede.
Bala besiaba, bala keke. Eni tujimi. O se be 540 billion. E da koto. Ye no an say na me.
Munim pefe.
What ensure Ghana for just 2 months.
2 months.
2 months so
Ghana for 2 months.
What between Siomo 150%.
Ensure na yaka wan see.
Sika also the chair no.
Ensure no from a flower.
Electricity. What's electricity a chair for 2 months? What's that to electricity move about 200%?
Oh, Master.
Na ye kwaya na ye buy. What's what chair nsuo? Echere osi
200% tax. Oh, ntra.
What's what chair aduane? Osi ensa
200% abe ne to kan ya bom 200%
go check the rate now.
I can
go and check the rate.
Oh, me so
go and check the rate.
Unim pa so abetsa akata wani aka etwa.
COVID-11 ye de.
Ni nyina de ma mo nkofo. Mo nkofo na
92.9. What the COVID funds about Bola tax crowd.
Gentlemen,
ejuma no mo nya ejuma so no mo ja kafia.
Men account.
What I say? Ya ejuma pa ye ku o ma yiye.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. I'm grateful for more time. The Honorable Alido Seido, a former municipal chief executive, as a Mampong, and I would say in Kano, and a Feminia Bema, Fuseni Don Conso, a member of the NDC, and also Oten Kase were representing the National Democratic Congress. And I think, may I say, now, Miss Sorry Swako, I'm a Joe Abba.